The Coptic Orthodox Church was established in Alexandria by St. Mark in 42 AD, only a decade after the crucifixion of Christ. The church in Alexandria, at the time of its founding and for a few centuries, would remain largely in communion with the rest of the Christian world. This would, however, drastically change at the Council of Chalcedon, where the church fell into schism with the rest of the Christian world over a theological dispute. Although most churches, such as Methodists, Catholics, and Orthodox, recognize this council's findings to be of truth, the Coptic Orthodox to this day remain highly skeptical of this council and often refer to it as the so-called Council of Chalcedon. But why was this council so important in causing the split anyway? Before I get into this today, just a few housekeeping procedures. Firstly, I'm not Coptic Christian, let alone Christian, so I apologize if I misrepresent anything here today. Secondly, I've taken out audio feedback and have scrapped the long lecture style I'd previously adopted in episode 1 of this series. Lastly, there'll be two versions to this episode, a podcast one and a video one, so stay tuned for the both of them. So with that out of the way, let's delve into this. In 451 AD, the Council of Chalcedon was convened to address a growing theological question within the Church. In order to understand this growing problem, it's important to first understand basic Christian belief. Firstly, Christians at the time widely accepted that Christ was God incarnate, although over time this has changed, evident in the introduction of Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses. Secondly, they believe that God existed through the Trinity, namely the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now, the problem was this. Because Christ was considered God, he couldn't be considered a human, but he also appeared before the world as a human. So the question was Christ fully human or was he fully divine? If not, is he a mixture of both? And if he is a mixture of both, are these qualities in perfect union with each other or are they separate? I understand that this is very confusing, and I myself could have gotten it wrong. So if you'd like me to do a video on the Council of Chalcedon, please let me know. Now, the Council of Chalcedon came to the conclusion that Christ has two distinct natures, fully divine and fully human. These two natures are united in one person without separation, confusion, or change. They also affirm that Christ is one person with two natures that coexist inseparably. Churches that agree and affirm the findings of this council include the Eastern Orthodox, Catholic, and most Protestant denominations, such as Methodists and Anglicans. However, the then Bishop of Alexandria had come to another conclusion. That conclusion was that Christ had two natures that were in unity to form one inseparable nature. This unity is often described as one nature of the incarnate Word, or Logos. This belief is referred to as 𝖈𝖍𝖚. In summary, the Chalcedonian churches emphasize the distinction between the two natures of Christ, while the Coptic Orthodox emphasizes the unity of these natures. This belief was misunderstood as monophysitism, which essentially is a belief that states that Christ possesses only one nature, which was determined to be a heresy. With this, the Coptic Orthodox was split from the church. Now, you may be wondering, what does the word Coptic even mean? Well, the word Coptic is a term to loosely refer to the Egyptians in the Bible, and because the Church of Alexandria was based in Egypt, the word Coptic would later be applied to them. The use of this word often gets really complicated, and it becomes a long time before the term Coptic becomes a term used to specifically refer to those who were a part of the Church of Alexandria. Unfortunately, the Coptic Orthodox today have been persecuted since the Church's foundings. Islamic conquests and revolutions in Egypt sought about trying to make the country much more Muslim, and this left the Coptic Orthodox, who had once in fact been a minority. Despite constant persecution, the Coptic Orthodox stand tall today, with dioceses all over the world. They maintain beautiful liturgies, including those set by St. Mark and St. Cyril. A quick note on St. Cyril. He's actually one of the most notable saints in Christian history. If you guys are interested in him, let me know and we'll do a deep dive into him. Today, the Coptic Orthodox are a part of what we now know as Oriental Orthodoxy, which consists of a variety of churches based in Northern Africa, parts of the Middle East, and India. They all share a common doctrine but express themselves through a variety of different liturgies. The church today is led by the Pope Theodoros II. If you are interested in raising awareness of the persecution of the Coptic Orthodox, and if you'd like to support those living in poverty in Egypt, please check out the Coptic Hope charity. If you're interested in learning more about the Coptic Orthodox, I suggest you listen to the teachings of Father Lazarus. He has a really cool interview, which I'll link in the description below. So, yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, please let me know and have a great day. Thank you.